Yeah. And so now in the COVID-19 crisis, I think a lot of people are challenged in different ways, right? How do you keep up with your work, and how do you keep your motivation when the whole world is in crisis right now?
Yeah, yeah. Look, I think it's very great question that you just asked. Because I was on the phone with a friend of mine, I think about 3 days ago, and he was suffering of all the anxieties that you can ever call on in this world. Just because of this crisis.
Mhm.
And on the flip side, I've also met people in my life where they've been traveling the world for 4 to 5 years in the search of happiness, right? But
Mhm.
now this is the funny thing, right? You have this 10 between, let's say, from 7 years old to 15 years old, a kid right now that you and I are having this chat, a kid somewhere in the deep rural Africa right now who does not have money to fly, who does not have, a fancy ceiling over his head. Maybe that has just had maybe 2 meals a day. And we're talking about meals like, we're not talking about anything fancy, just corn made with some fish, and that's it, and he drinks water on it.
Mhm.
But look at the joy and excitement that that kid is running around on the street with. You know, this is my point
Mhm.
to you. My point to you is that being motivated or waking up excited or keeping your composure together, regardless of the time, again, it starts from a decision.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of talking, like, hey, listen, today I want to be happy. All right. Today I want to do everything around me to be happy. Today I want to call the person that I know is mostly exciting so that I can draw energy from him. Today I want to listen to positive tapes that can enlighten my spirit and bring me back to life. Is a matter of decision. Once you make the decision, you'll be able to, put everything in place so that you have that spirit within you.
Yeah. Do you find it
Yeah.
sometimes hard coming from a poor background, and also the example what you're giving right now? I think it's very valuable to think about that. A lot of people, we have huge inequality in this world. Where I consider myself super privileged to be able to do whatever I can do at this moment. Do you find it sometimes hard to, because you talk to a lot of people who are quite privileged? Do you find, how does that make you feel sometimes? Yeah, that's actually the question. How does it make you feel to talk to a lot of people who are so privileged and still complain? That's actually my question.
Okay, cool. All right. Look, I've learned in life, saying is that human beings, will always find a way to complain. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I don't know how, but it's just our unhappy about whatever we have. I'm sure you've come across this. I mean, it's a short clip, it's a short movie where the person on a bike wishes he had a car. It's just a standard car. The person that had a standard car wishes he had a Lamborghini, and the person that is on a wheelchair wishes he could walk.
Yeah.
It's just the fact of life, and we always want one more. So how do I relate to my audience, which obviously is mostly privileged? Look, um, being privileged, it's just, how do I say, it only goes as far as being privileged. Okay, being privileged does not give you all the tools and strength to be in full control of your life.
Hmm.
You are privileged only up to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can be privileged to do whatever you want, to travel and this and that, but when life hits you hard, your privilege will be forgotten about. When the person that you love for you have been in a relationship with for the past 25, 30 years, decide to leave you one day, boom, just like that. I mean, your privilege, it's meaningless. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So how do I relate to these people? Again, it's about sharing with them my story and making them understand that their own mountains, because they have their own mountains. Everyone have their own mountains to climb. They have their own cross to carry. So it's about bringing them into a situation where they are faced with the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror, and they look at their mountain themselves, and they have to find the strength within themselves. Put aside the privilege, the strength within yourself. That strength within, regardless whether you have $5 million or you have $2, it is something that you gotta find within. And not everybody is able to find it, whether you have a privilege or not. So that's how I'm able to relate with my audience.
Yeah. So do you feel also that people should use their privilege more to do something good for this world, to help a young African boy to make sure that his future looks more brighter, or at least he gets the same opportunities? How do you feel about that?
Well, look, honestly speaking, I believe that there is talent out there. There's talent out there. Whether it's in Africa, or whether it's in Europe, whether it's in America, there is talent out there. And because of the capitalist system that we are in, whether we like it or not, there's always going to be inequalities. But it doesn't matter where you are, whether you are privileged or not. Actually, as a matter of fact, I firmly believe that the person that gives, even when he has little, has a bigger heart than the person that has a lot and gives a little. So I don't make it an obligation or preaching my messages that that if you're privileged you should have a poor African boy or anything. Sometimes even the African boy in his world, he's much happier
that's true.
That's true. Exactly. So if anybody has the opportunity, all right, to hold somebody's hand to lift them up, let them do so. It does not matter where you come from. That's what I believe. There's no